I see people smoking in the courtyard a lot and outside of the doors.
I've noticed it a lot coming in from the way I come in from where the dorms are right up by the construction site. I see it a lot.
The front and the right in the courtyard are the where everyone smokes the most.
I think it's okay. I mean, if they know what they're getting into, because it's proven that it causes cancer. So if they want to do it, it's their choice, basically.
It's a choice, but I think they should respect for others who do not smoke and could get the effects as well.
Absolutely.
Through secondhand smoke. Being a non-smoker myself for actually a year now, I just feel that's been the same opinion. I live with a smoker also as well.
We should have designated areas where they can and cannot smoke.
Well, they do, but
No one obeys by
there's
that.
not enough
Security.
enough security and enough output of that.
I've seen ones where students got kicked out of where they were smoking, which was out by the construction site, the exit, like right down by the cafeteria. I don't really agree with smoking in general, because I've noticed that it does give you bad smells when you're in an enclosed area with other people. Like sitting in classes, people will come back in from smoking or come into the class after they've been smoking, and it just makes the entire room smell.
Don't you think that's against, like, do you think that's violating, like, rights to smokers? They have to smoke in certain areas, segregating them as smokers?
I don't believe so, because we're trying to just basically make a healthier environment for those who don't smoke.
Yeah.
You know, if people want to smoke, that's fine. Just be in a more designated area to have concern for others who don't smoke.
So even if you go up to Darien Lake, they have designated smoking areas where you can and cannot smoke.
And they actually have like roped off sections that are more distinguished.
And you don't see people complaining about that over there.
And non-smokers are the majority, so I think you won't get that big of a reaction from the majority of students. I think it would just be a small percentage of smokers that might complain.
Okay. Well, my opinion is they're trying to say that smokers need to be separated from non-smokers for like the smell and like the comfort and second smoke that they're getting from the smokers. Which I agree with that. As a smoker myself, it doesn't bother me if somebody gets offended that I'm smoking near them.
I don't know. It's not really it's not like a good representation of the school. I mean, because I'd say it's probably 40-60. If I had to take a guess, like 40% smokers, 60% non. So even though like the one kid said it was a majority, it's not a huge majority. And I think that's the same way in America. I'm pretty sure that it's close to not being as a small scale thing anymore. And there wouldn't be companies out there, multi-million-dollar corporations, making tons of money if there wasn't a vast majority of people smoking. They seemed like they were open and they weren't prejudiced against smokers, even though that most of them weren't, except for the fact that they wanted separate areas, which I can understand to a point, but I mean, you live in a country where majority rules everything, so it's not, you can't just say, well, something that somebody else does is going to affect me and I don't want that to happen, because that's not the way things work. I mean, if you choose not to smoke, then you might still get the secondhand smoke effects, but that's because it was your choice to place yourself with those smokers. I mean, it's not like the kids are coming into classrooms, into small enclosed areas, smoking a cigarette. They're outside, and while they may be close to a doorway or, you know, whatever, in a place that you want to walk through, it doesn't mean that you had to be there. It's always your choice who you want to be around and, you know, what avenues you take.
That a lot of people are offended and worried about the fact that even though there are smoking areas designated, that
as far as the smelling like smoke and not wanting that, that's not out of your control. I mean, what if some kid comes to class and doesn't bathe for 3 weeks? It's the same thing. He smells bad, but what do you want to do about that? Do you want to force that person to take showers? Is there like a person that comes along and says, you can't smoke here, you can't smoke at all because you're going to smell later, and people don't want that. You have to take a shower because you're going to smell, and people don't want that. You know, at what point is it going to stop? I mean, there's so many things that you can label that people don't like about smokers, but at the end of the day, you can do that with a lot of things, you know.
Because actually as a smoker myself, being lazy to not go to the smoking area out back by the gym area, when you first walk out the doors at the bottom where they've got the benches and stuff, I've smoked there even though it's a non-smoking section. I've never been told. I mean, I've had a security guard walk right past me and never been told not to smoke there. I didn't dislike anything. I definitely agreed with a lot of what they're saying. It's not really, as a smoker, it's not really segregation to separate smokers from non-smokers. Because really it is a health risk. It's not only like their opinion, it's not like over race or anything like that. It's something that's a health risk, and some people choose not to be at the health risk. Some people choose to be at a health risk. So there should be a separation between that. I definitely agree with that.
I'm not sure I liked or disliked any of it. That's simply that. It's just their opinion. It's not like they're on an advisory board or anything. Nothing's going to change because of what they say. So it's interesting to hear, but it's nothing that I would ever make a judgment on.
Maybe suggestions on like things that they could do to try to quit smoking. Help keep them away from areas that are smoking areas.
I mean, you could sort of say they have clubs and stuff all around school. There's support lines, I'm sure, that you can call, and you know, I'm not sure that there's a whole lot that other people can do for you because it is a personal choice, and as much of an addiction as it is, it's your choice whether to pick up that cigarette and lighter, and it's as much as anyone else can say and encourage you, it's not their place. It's your journey, you know, your battle, and I'm sure encouragement and stuff like that helps.
They could adhere to the smoking policy if they are smokers. Definitely. I mean, there's clear lines of where you should be smoking and where you shouldn't be smoking. People are just ignoring them.
You know, go to, I'm not sure what they call them, government body meetings or whatever, or you know, go to the dean, or I'm sure that there's somebody in that hallway of official rooms that will field those questions, and I'm not sure why they would want to. I'm not sure. I don't really see anything wrong with it. Oh, I mean, I think that there should be just as much in the way of things for people that don't smoke outside as there should be for people that do. When there's a rule that you have to be 30 feet away from the building to smoke, and the only cover is less than 30 feet away, it doesn't seem fair.